And we are back. GC Hero here, coming at you with some more content. Today I have a fun little Tenyi list here, a pure Tenyi list I've been having a lot of fun with. So let's get into it. So hopefully with Tenyis, the Tenyi spirits all share two effects. First effect being if you have no effect monsters on the field, that includes having no monsters on the field at all, you can special summon them from the hand to the field. Second effect varies between them, but the requirement is to have a non-effect monster on the field, and then they can banish themselves for a variety of effects. For instance, Adahara can banish itself to take one of your banished Tenyi monsters from your banish zone back to your hand. Shatana's effect is when a normal monster is destroyed, you can actually bring that normal monster back to the field and then destroy a monster card on your opponent's side. So this actually enables a lot of big swing plays. But power is pretty cool. A whenever your non-effect monster, I should say, is targeted for quick effect, you can banish this card from your hand or graveyard. They all can be banished from hand or graveyard, and then negate that activation. Nahada lets you take away 1500 attack from a monster attacking one of your normal monsters. Vashuda's effect, unique effect, allows it to banish itself to send a card back to your opponent's hand. Shuna allows it to banish itself to summon any Tenyi monster from your deck to the field. Keep in mind that does lock you into warm monsters for the rest of the turn, but almost everything in this deck is a warm monster, so that doesn't really matter. And we run a Parallel Exceed as a nice extender play here. Maxi, Ash Blossom, and Callbite are like some say the max or dual attacks, I heard someone say, but I feel like it's nice to kind of save deck space in Material Dust. Duster, Reborn's actually insane in this deck as well. Mirror is another insane monster, allowing you to create tokens that you can use for both your Synchro plays with the Berserkers, as well as, of course, continuing your link. 3 Foolish Burial Goods, that's to throw a Heavenly Dragon Circle into the graveyard. It has a couple effects. First effect, well, you can attribute a Warm Monster and then get a Warm Monster from your deck to your hand. If you attribute a non-effect monster, you can special summon it instead, but negate its effects. And if you control a face-up non-effect monster while this is in your graveyard, however, this is why we foolish it, you can grab any Tenyi card you'd like and add to your hand. So that's being very nice. Bristles for the Dragon Cycle is a pretty powerful card. You send one Warm Monster from your deck to the graveyard, usually that's going to be the Mare, or any Tenyi that you need for its effect. Usually either Fushida or Fushida or Shuna. But if you have a non-effect monster in the field, not only do you get the previous effect, but then you are also able to draw a card. So this ends up being extremely powerful. That's pretty easy to get into a normal monster. Play one of the field spell. Probably should bump this up to 2. I've been considering that, playing around with it. But I played with Siberius. Definitely 2 might be the number, but so far so good with 1, especially because it's searchable and such. All non-effect monsters are not affected by monster effects. Once per turn, if opponent special summons an effect monster where you control a face-down monster or a non-effect monster, you can draw 2 cards. Then the Fist of the Unrivaled Tenyi, just an Omni Negate. As well, if it's destroyed, lets you just summon a non-effect monster to your field. We're on 2 Berserker Tenyi, usually you're going to use Mare. It's Tuner to bring out. You can also bring out a Shuna, one of the level 7 Tenyis. 3 Monks, very vital to the deck. A land for Runkus I found is a great normal monster or non-effect. But anyway, I guess non-effect is how they're dressed now. But anyway, effect link 2 dollars to kind of go into plays. Shaman of the Tenyi will let you discard a card. You take 1 Warm Monster in your graveyard, special summon it. But that locks you into Tenyi effects, which again, not a big problem. Also, when your effect monster is involved in battle, you destroy a card your opponent controls. Generic Synchro. Berserker the Tenyi is a great swing 3 for this deck. Control the effects protecting it and helping it. Critical Masters, if you don't pull this one, I don't think you really need to craft it. It is nice, comes up sometimes. Cannot be short of a battle with an effect monster. If you control no effect monsters, you can destroy effect monsters your opponent controls up to the number of non-effect monsters you control or in your graveyard. It's okay. Now this card is low. Shishara, might want to run this at 2. Honestly, it's pretty awesome card all around. Basically, when you control a non-effect monsters, your opponent can have target effect monsters for attacks. Also, your opponent can have target effect monsters with hard effects. Also, you can like create a token of itself. You target a effect monster your opponent controls. You'll create a token with the same attack. Principal will be 0. It's a non-effect monster for other effects and can be used for your other Tenyi plays. So it's actually a fantastic card. And big ol' Axis top color dagger because we are a link deck and it comes up. Alright, so let's get into some replays. Alright, and here is game 1. We have good old Pure Tenyi versus our good old Thunder Dragon Grass. You can see quite a few cards there. So we get a nice, pretty fair setup on the board here. It would end with a Monk, with a Tenyi, Shaman the Tenyi, the Field Spell, Counter Spell, and some interruptions, and Maxi to find more interruptions, potentially. So we're sitting pretty good here. Here's the Upstart Goblin, goes for the Reasoning. Because he special summoned an effect monster, Claws will go off. We will call it by the Thunder Dragon, trying to slow him down a bit. Go ahead with the Thunder Dragon Matrix. Keeping our counter spell up. It will summon Thunder Dragon Lord's effects, but we're gonna go ahead and use Unrivaled, keeping them low on resources, and not kind of mitigating what he can do. We eat Maxi, which is a mistake, but all good. He attacks. Because he attacked normal monster, we'll get to pop his with Shaman. Bring back Monk, use a Shuna's effect, bring back more material. Get a Shashahara. Shashahara will make a nice clone of his monster. We also will go ahead and get our Shuna back. Future players, we have another called by, which is nice as well. So we drop that down. He does nothing. Goes for the Maxi. We go for a second call by. Shut that down. By the way, one thing I want to note: these two have a nice combo. This protects your effect monsters, the monster effects. Then this protects your this protects your non-effect monsters. Sorry, this protects your effect monsters as long as you have a non-effect monster. So it's like double layers of protection there. Protection from monster effects, protection from being attacked and targeted by effects. But the Shaman to bring a Shaman so we can go to Berserker to get the damage we need for lethal. I think this game kind of really showcased the lines of play. This deck's nice because there's various lines of play you can go through. So no two hands quite play the same, which is really nice. But sometimes you want to get away from all the crazy combo decks. Alright, but let's move on to game 2. Alright, game 2 versus Sky Striker. This is a fun one. So it starts with the Maxi. So we are forced to play a bit conservatively here. So we go Ashuna, go into Monk, and with the Fist. It blows up the Fist, which is cool because we get to summon this other effect that's a summon, but he evenly matches us. So he goes around digging for Ray. Able to find her. And ends with Shizuku. Go ahead, shoot it on the field, you have dual effect monsters. Get Berserker. I want to put Berserker here to try to banish Ray when she activates. Just want to get rid of her. See, he had difficulty finding her to begin with, I just wanted to slow it down. So he goes Widow Anchor. He's Heavenly Dragon Circle to destroy our monster. He stops the draw there. But because it's not on the field, Widow Anchor can't negate its effects. So we get rid of the Ray. Don't just kind of slow him down. Go ahead. Get our monsters out. Then we can go into Shaman. Shaman will let us discard Vishuda to get back our Draco Berserker, because he is a worm monster. Bam. Pop. Bobbity. And we're looking pretty good. We're sitting pretty good right now. But of course, he's a second evenly matched. Man, that was rough. Gets another Widow Anchor and a Ray. My man's got everything he could have dreamed of last turn. Go into Kagari. And then he'll link off into Zeke. Make sure we don't get our Berserker back. And goes Snowblood, like, geez. And the EO boosters protect this card. Shizuku. And yeah. So we get, unfortunately, we get Flawless Protection, which is not the best card in the world. At this point of time. Well, I'm running only 1, maybe 2 would be okay, but definitely don't think I want 3. But we get Vishuda. Go into Monk. Dragon Circle goes Hara. If she does effect, he's gonna go ahead and use Eo Booster with Protect That because he can't allow that to be destroyed or removed. Only 4 life points. So summon out Hara, use Archuna's effect, and go into Berserker, who is protected by the field spell, and we end the game. And that kind of shows like this how resilient is. A double evenly matched, and we were able to keep pushing through and generate resources for the big dub there. And it was a pretty good game. Alright, on to game 3. Alright, and for our final game, we'll be going against Drytron. Let's enjoy how this pans out. You know, summon the Tenyi. Typically you want to summon the ones you can't normal summon. That's another nice tip. And one of the level 7s, this way you can extend essentially just by summoning out one. As you see, that allows us to go into Shaman, which will allow us. First, we're going to go ahead and get another card to discard. And Shaman lets us get Mirror Mirror. Mirror Mirror lets us extend our plays quite a bit in multiple ways. Being a Link deck, Mirror Mirror is just insane for just Link climbing plays. Protection for effect monsters now. And get in another Interrupt. He does this thing, so we decided to like mess with that. He used Auralight to discard. Because he went Auralight to discard, I said I wouldn't use Fist to kind of punish that. So he had to go down 2 cards for that. And I could just shut it down. And risking a Drytron player like this feels really, really, really good. Then we're going to go ahead and copy the Gamma there. So he's lower in resource than normal for his plays. And he did go down with his Drytrons. So he goes ahead, has that. So the interruptions had slowed him down enough, so he is ending up forced to just end on, I believe, Beatrice, which is awesome for us. So he does Beatrice thing, so we go ahead and banish her. Is Beatrice optional? Realistically, buddy, I mean, he was dead to rights anyway, but I'd imagine you'd want something to block. Because Maxi, because his brain is fried, Drytron cannot comprehend being negated. And that is the game, folks. Feels good. Alright. Well, please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and all that jazz. Thank you, and stay beautiful.